Okay, let's see how this goes tonight. Got punty material. Yeah. You'll get a viewing of one of my styles of marbles. Not the faces. Okay. So I'm going to start with building my core. One of the things that this helps me do is to avoid some of the problems you're having is with the cores moving. I think this should work. This is going to be a little bit smaller than my normal, just because I'm trying to get something together for you. I'll be using ivory for my mandrels, so that's really the only difference, but you should be able to see how I shaped them pretty easily. Shouldn't be any big deal. And I'm also doing this because I need to practice for someone. I'm going to order for a very specific size of this style. I don't make them that small very often, so we'll see how this all goes. Yeah, it's going to be a good enough core. So all I'm going to do is case this core in ivory pretty thinly. The clear helps keep the core stiff for ease of shaping. I would not want to try to, I have tried, and it's very difficult to shape a marble completely made of ivory, so I've taken to, this has been my technique for getting away from super soft core. You're going to get to see this all warts and all, because this is not a precise, especially this style is not very precise. It's pretty ugly at the moment, I know that. So we're going to go okay, right off the bat now I'm going to punty up. I'm going to go straight to the... And this is what I'm meaning by preparing your punty tip. You're wanting to rolling it out so it's something like that. This is pretty cool. Heat it, bring it out, count to 3, wink. So you want to have a little bit of a bulge there, but you don't want it to be super squished. So I'm just going to heat this up, pull this other side off, add some more ivory, and continue on with my marble. And as you can see, I'm really not doing much to that back side of the marble. I'm not reheating it. Most of my heat is going through the marble, and it's working to get that marble warm. Gonna add a little more clear ivory to this side. That'll be my other punty when I'm ready for it. So this marble is slightly smaller, is slightly bigger than this hole. So I'm going to go up to the next size up for shaping. It's the nice thing about this infinite rim, that you can shape so nicely. Kind of misshapen right now. Quick reheat. And for how I work, this is good enough for this next step. I'm just going to lay down some twisty. Blobs. Press them down a little, spread them out just a little. That'll be good enough. Outline them very roughly with silvered ivory stringer. This is a marble style that I attempted for quite a few years, and it wasn't until I went to the gathering in 2019 that I actually made one that I was happy with, and I finally figured out the style I want. So just a little bit more to encase. I'm getting my punty just a little warm. So I'm just heating the punty, letting it relax back onto center. Okay. Apply a few random dots. And I don't know what kind of style of marbles you're going to make, or if you're going to have any surface decorations like what I've got. But when I'm doing my marbles, especially this style, I'm always aware of leaving a spot to put my punty into. It doesn't need to be much, but I'll be able to put a punty over here somewhere. So now I'm just heating the side of the marble away from the punty, getting it nice and hot. Rough squishing. Okay. That looks pretty atrocious, and it looks pretty awful right now, but it's a little bit of work. So here I'm getting, this is cooling off. It's, staying near the flame. Rolling my punty. Nice little tip. Heat. Let it cool. Touch it on. And this is something I don't know if it, I just kind of always let my new punty hang from my old punty, just to make sure I have a good connection there. So now I'm heating the side away from my punty. I'm not even bothering to heat the punty. That connection, there will be enough heat coming through the marble and wrapping around that it'll keep that connection fine. Try this other mold. I don't know if this will. I tend to be a little heavy-handed with my shaping, so it's kind of. It actually worked. So now I've got this side of the marble finished. This side needs some work yet, so I'm going to switch punties one more time. See, I'm keeping this marble out of the heat. It'll be fine. Touch. And this is one I let it go just a smidgen longer before I attached it. So it should be equivalent of a cold seal. It won't be perfect, but it'll be pretty close. Point it down so the heat rises up into the marble, and I'm only heating the side of the marble away from the punty. That's the only part that I really want to shape. So this is a smaller marble than I'm used to, so not rounding up quite. Oh, there we are. It's not going to be perfect, I don't think, but it's going to be pretty darn good. You see how I'm starting out at the side and then coming up with the shaping? That's another important thing. Okay, now at this point, I'm done with the marble. Just give it whole thing a nice little gentle warmth. Bring it back to, start letting it cool. And this is the thing I took from the glass blowers. Using my razor tool and stressing the joint between the two. So you've got that little belly in between. There's my handy dandy ring tweezers. These are a little small for this marble, but what I got out at the moment, so that's what I'll use. And then I just tap, and then I'm able to turn down my flame and aim the punty mark at the flame. Let the whole thing cool. I don't have my kiln on, so I'm going to throw it in the annealing bubbles. At least that's what I'm planning. And that should be a good marble. If you have any questions, let me know.